Hey guys, how you doing? This is Steve Padernact with Keller Williams Realty, and I'm back with another episode of SMP TV. And for those of you who don't know, New York City actually shut down again yesterday for the second time in 2020 due to the coronavirus and pandemic that's going on throughout the country. So I apologize about not being able to put out any episodes the past 2 weeks, but some of the businesses that I've been talking to have not necessarily been available, and they've been just getting ready for this shutdown. As of yesterday, Governor Cuomo announced that we were shut down and all indoor dining has been ceased in New York City. So I'm here today with Steve from Blackstone Bar Grille, who actually took a minute to sit down with us. And how you doing, Steve?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. So, so tell me a little bit about what's going on here. How you feeling with the second shutdown?
Well, this time around, it's a lot different. It's a tough pill to swallow, especially right before the holidays. I have a lot of staff that, first of all, I had to lay off a lot of people. And having to go through this thing all over again, whether it's needed or not, it's a whole other story, but I think it could have been done a little bit differently, but it's not going to be good, not for businesses.
Gotcha. So,
and the community in general is not, it's...
Well, that was kind of my next question. What impact do you think this shutdown is going to have on the communities, especially this community in general, Riverdale? Because let's talk to the elephant in the room. I mean, we're both from this area and we know this area the best. So, what do you think this impact's going to have on this area specifically?
Well, for one thing, first of all, I think that the impact is going to be throughout New York City. You know, I think for business owners, it's devastating, because it's going to hold, it's forcing people to stay indoors, okay, whether they're cooking on their own or going to the supermarket or grabbing something real quick. But it's depressing. It's making the whole atmosphere, for business owners, for one thing, it's going to hurt them a lot. You know, not having that 25% that we had did help a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, you had, at least you could pay your expenses. But now
given the fact that it's wintertime, you know, at least in the summertime when they shut us down, we were able to go outside and hang out outside. I mean, now it's, I don't know. I mean, I see you have outdoor set up. I mean, what's the plan with outdoor? Do you think that's going to actually help some businesses? What are some businesses doing to try to keep income coming in?
We have an outdoor, but it's not really geared for heavy duty weather. You know, it was just September, October, November. That was okay. Having the outdoors will help some businesses, but not a whole lot. When it comes to January, February, when you're having 30-degree weather, 20-degree weather.
10-degree weather. Snow, sleet.
No,
What are you going to do?
It's not going to do much. And I think some people, since they have that structure, they're going to be forced to try to make a go of it, and that might put a bigger nail in the coffin. So.
Yeah, you know, we were talking about this off camera. Like, there's some businesses that are investing serious money into those outdoor spaces.
Yeah, some of those things cost $25,000, $30,000.
Yeah, so
it's not cheap.
So what happens? Somebody goes and they invest $25,000, $30,000 into that, and then they're just kind of adding debt to their bottom line. So, or it could be wildly successful. I mean, these are the problems that business owners are faced with today, right?
You don't know what the outcome is going to be. Me personally, I don't think I'm going to go out when it's 20 degrees to sit outside so I could have a beer. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I might buy the beer and take it home with me, but it's not going to help the average restaurant on the street.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. Like the big guys, that like they could probably handle it, but the small guys, it's going to really this shutdown really kind of. It kind of puts a nail in a lot of coffins, right? So like, if you're borderline and you've just been getting by, this shutdown could really break you at this point, right?
So last year, when the original shutdown happened, a lot of restaurants took the chance and shut down for 2-3 weeks, a month. Some of them were closed for like 3-4 months. The restaurants that were able to stay afloat managed. There was some outgoing, there was some delivery. Nowadays, everybody's open. Everybody's going to try to make a go of it. So everybody's going to take a little bit more from that pie, and everybody's going to be struggling, fighting with each other, trying to make a go of it. And I
Going
think
after those same customers.
yeah,
right?
there's a limited amount of people.
You gave a good example before. So if there's 100 customers that are out there buying food and there's only one restaurant open, they're getting 100. Now you got 5 different places open, so it's rough all the way around. How do you see this impacting Blackstone specifically?
Well, for us, we're strictly gonna be doing pickup and delivery.
Okay.
We shut down the outdoor dining for the time being because it's really not geared for harsh weather. We don't have one of those sophisticated structures, so we're just doing pickup and delivery. I'm not sure how if we can sustain ourselves with just pickup and delivery. We managed last year, but this time around, like I said, it's going to be a tougher go. So I was thinking maybe after the holidays or after the Super Bowl, we're just shut down for a month, maybe 2, until it actually, they open up the indoor and we could serve people inside, because we're not going to make it with just the outside.
Well,
and pick up.
you bring up a very interesting point, because a lot of people don't realize that just having the doors open costs money, right? So like, you have insurance, you have, obviously you have payroll, you have Con Edison, you have water, you have, your share of property taxes for if you're leasing the space. So, it might make sense for some business owners to just close down for a month or 2 and kind of regroup, right?
You just have to figure out how much of an acceptable loss are you willing to take. Are you willing to take just the loss of being closed and just pay those expenses, or stay open, have those expenses anyway, and take a bigger loss with payroll and Con Edison and all the added stuff that comes along with running a business day to day.
Yeah. And I mean, you've been in the business a while. I mean, how long you been here already?
Well, at this location, I've been here for it's going to be 7 years this coming May.
Okay. And what was here prior to this?
It was Hudson's.
Oh,
this was
right.
a landmark. A Riverdale landmark. I used to love this place. Coming here, it was great.
I do remember Hudson's.
I've been coming to Hudson's. I'm a Riverdalian, so I've been coming to Hudson's before I was old enough to drink.
Oh, really? All right. Well, we're not going to. We might edit that part.
Well, they had a restaurant, so they had great burgers here back in the day. Oh my God, it was great.
Yeah. That's what I hear. I hear the Hudson had great burgers.
Yeah, sure.
So is that why you opened up a business here in Riverdale? This is where you're from, right?
Raised in Riverdale. I was born on Fordham Road, but raised in Riverdale, on a couple of blocks away. Went to school here. Ran my father's business, Blue Bay Restaurant on Johnson Avenue, worked there for about 20, 25 years. And then when it was time for me to do my own, I went out and Hudson's was up for sale. I was able to purchase it and just remodel it.
So how did that feel, being able to open up a business in the same place that you used to hang out at? How'd that feel?
It was great. Over the years, so many times, you have those long nights over here, how great would it be to own this place? Mm-hmm. And when the time came for me to own the place, I was like, wow, this is... Yeah, you feel like $1 million. So you think you won already.
Not knowing what you're getting into.
Yeah. I didn't actually, but owning a business in your neighborhood, second to none.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 80% of the community, I've known them in some capacity. Whether I know you just in passing, or I know you by face, or I know your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother. Yeah. It's an amazing feeling.
Anybody who walks through the doors, you kind of...
Yeah, you know something about
put a finger
her.
on it, right? Like, wait a second, your cousin used to be such and such, right?
I used to hang out with your dad. I went to school with your uncle. Oh, it was great.
Do you feel a certain sense of, because for me, I'll get to the question in a second, but for me, like, I love hanging out here only because you get that real community feeling. Like you come in here and it's, it's very cliche, but you want to go where everybody knows your name. But like, you walk in, the bartender says hello to you. You're here to say hello to everybody. I mean, do you feel a certain sense of responsibility to the community to kind of try to keep the doors open?
I do. A lot of people have reached out in the last couple of days. Steve, what's going to happen? Do you need anything? I don't want to just shut it down. I have staff that, even though I have laid off some people, a lot of other people have stayed on, and I can't just let them go. I had to end up, all my staff, I gave them 1 day each, just so they can have something, or they were able to do something. I had some staff that was working at other restaurants, and they were like, Steve, I lost my other job. What am I going to do? All right, stay on. I can't just let you go.
It's hard because, like, you know, you feel that certain sense of like, okay, listen, I wish I can give you 5 shifts, but I can't. I'm gonna just give you 1, so at least you know you have something to go bring home to your family or to your kids or to whatever. I mean, it's really truly remarkable, like what small businesses are really doing here during the pandemic. I mean, you know, first and foremost, you want to make sure everybody's healthy, right? Obviously. But second to that, you want to make sure that you're able to give the community and give people a sense of hope, right? I mean, like, you know, this new vaccine just came out yesterday. Like, do you think that that's going to help us? Do you think that that's going to, what do you think of it?
Eventually, everybody's going to be vaccinated, and it will help. I think by June, July, they said everybody's going to have access to the vaccine at least.
June, July, okay.
So that will help in terms of reopening
at least make
the city.
At least make the general public feel more safe, right?
In general, it's going to make everything safer. But that's assuming everything works the way it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
On the other side of this, once we come out of it, who knows what the landscape is going to look like. Forget about the businesses. I'm talking overall how the community is going to react, because think about this. Before this, you were able to go to the game and the guy next to you was screaming and raving and you were high-fiving. Are you going to be able to do that now?
What's going to happen, right?
You're going to be able to go to the movie theater and have the guy sitting right next to you while you're eating your popcorn?
It's very true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I mean, the whole world is going to be changed, right? So, like, I went to the movies. I went out in Jersey, and they have, you know, social distancing. But, like, you know, they literally have, like, a row separating people and all these seats separating people. It doesn't feel the same.
But that's now. What's going to happen next year? Or is that going to be the norm going forward? Or are they going to say the vaccine is here, you're good to go now, don't worry about it?
Yeah, think about our future generation, the future generation of kids. Like, when they grow up, they're not even going to know what it's going to be like to go to Yankee Stadium and then watch the ball game and give the high five and, you know, oh my Lord. Hopefully we get back to normal at some point, right?
You know, Sunday night, the last day before the indoor dining, I had a ton of people coming in, and just to give them, to say, Steve, we're here. If you need anything, give us a call. Mm-hmm. They just happened to be walking by that would pop in. It almost, there were other people who were like, can we sit down? Last day is like the Last Supper kind of thing, you know? We don't know how long this is going to be. They tell you it's going to be for at least 2 weeks. But you don't know if this is going to be a month, 2 months, 3 months. Last time, originally it was 2 weeks.
Ended up being 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the plan moving forward here? I mean, like, so you are open for delivery and takeout. So if somebody wanted to support, what are they doing?
They can go to our website. You can order online right off our website, which is blackstonebargrille.com, or they can give us a call at 347-346-6004.
Okay.
And we're only going to be open from 5 to 11. We have limited hours now. We have to shut down. And we're going to play it by ear to see how things will work out for us. If we need to limit our days, right now we're open 7 days a week. But we're thinking maybe closing down on Monday just to limit payroll.
I guess you got to kind of play it by ear, right?
Yeah, you don't know how this is going to play out.
Yeah. You're actually the first person I'm going to try this with, the first interview. So for those of you who have been watching the videos, what I'm going to start doing at the end of the videos is I'm going to start doing a trivia, and I'm going to ask 5 questions. So for every question that the person gets correct, I'm going to donate $25 to your favorite charity. It's going to be multiple choice questions, pop culture, pretty simple stuff. You should be able to get most of them.
Should be a softball lobbing it up for me, okay?
Yeah,
let's go, lob it up.
All right, so let's start with this. All right, in The Wizard of Oz.
You got me.
The Tin Man.
I've never watched Wizard of Oz.
Well, it's multiple choice, so you can you can get lucky. You have a 1 in 4 chance. In The Wizard of Oz, the Tin Man wanted to see the wizard about what? A, his brain, B, an oil can, C, his heart, or D, a dog?
Is it an oil can?
Well,
I think it's an oil can.
That's your guess, B?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not correct.
Wow, okay.
0 for 1, all right. How many blue stripes are on the American flag? A, 6, B, 7, C, 13, D, 0.
0.
You are correct. All right. So 1 out of 2. All right. What is the color of Donald Duck's bow tie? A, red, B, yellow, C, blue, or D, white?
B, yellow.
That is incorrect. 1
Really?
to 3. Yeah, no, it's red.
Is that standard though?
It's standard.
Is
yeah.
that always?
Yeah, well, so in the early episodes, it was black. Like the first, 1 or 2 episodes, and then it was always red after that.
No shit.
Yeah, Donald Duck. Yeah, hot mics, man. It's all right. All right, in what city can you find the Liberty Bell? A, Washington, D.C., B, Boston, C, Philadelphia, D, New York City.
C, Philly.
There you go. Okay, 2 for 4. All right, last question. Forrest Gump famously quoted and said, life is like A, a bag of lemons, B, a handful of roses, C, a pocket of lollipops, or D, a box of chocolates.
Box of chocolates.
There you go. All right, dude. So you got 3 out of 5. That's $75 going to your favorite charity. I really appreciate your time. And listen, man, whatever I can do to try to help you stay above water here.
Steve, thank you so much for doing this, and thank you for putting Blackstone out on your podcast.
My pleasure, man. My pleasure.
I appreciate it.
Dude, take care, man.